It's quite an elegant book, very philosophical and kind of interesting. Of course, the classic Mysticism by Evelyn Underhill. We're going to read about poetry and music. Music. Page 15. From the same point of view, the existence of music and poetry, the qualities of beauty and of rhythm, the evoked sensations of awe, reverence, rapture, are almost as difficult to account for. The question why an apparent corruption of the earth's surface called for convenience sake an Alp coated with concealed water. Is that what's evoked? Perceived by us as a snowy peak should produce in certain natures acute sensations of ecstasy and adoration. Why the skylark song, goodness, this is hard to read, catches up to heaven, and wonder and mystery speak to us alike in the little speak well, darling blue, and cadence of the wind is a problem that seems to merely absurd until it seems to be insolvable. Here, Madam How and Lady Why alike are silent. With all our busy seeking, we have not found the sorting house. Goodness. Sorting house where loveliness is extracted from the flux of things we should not. Why great poetry? We should know not why great poetry should move us to unspeakable emotion, or strains of notes arranged in peculiar sequence catch us up to heightened levels of vitality, nor can we guess how a passionate admiration for that which we call best in art and letters can possibly contribute to the physical evolution of the race, in spite of many lengthy disquisitions on aesthetics. Beauty's secret is still her own. Do you think beauty has its own secret? A shadowy companion, half-seen, half-guessed, that she keeps steps from the upward march of life, and we receive her message and respond to it, not because we understand it, but because we must. Here it is that we approach that attitude of the self, that point of view, which is loosely and generally called mystical. Here, instead of those broad, blind alleyways, which philosophy showed us a certain type of mind has always discerned three straight and narrow ways going out towards the absolute, in religion, in pain, and in beauty. And not only in these, but in many other. Dear, I can't read this. It's like getting impossible. Many apparently useless peculiarities of the empirical world and of the perceiving consciousness. These persons insist that they recognize at least the fringe of the real. And down these three paths, as well as by many other secret ways, they claim that news comes to the self concerning levels of reality which in their wholeness are inaccessible to in their sensible worlds wondrous and immortal, whose existence is not conditioned by the given world, which those senses report. Beauty, said Hegel, though he was no mystic, had a touch of that mystical intuition which no philosopher can afford to be without. It is merely the spiritual making itself known sensuously. Is that what Hegel said? In the good, the beautiful, the true, says Rudolf Eichen, we see reality revealing its personal character. They are parts of the coherent and substantial spiritual world. Here some of the veils of that substantial world are stripped off, reality peeps through and is recognized. dimly or accurately by the imprisoned self. Oh God, is that what beauty is?
What Huxley says about beauty?
Huxley? Oh, beauty. Ray Jacques only develops this idea where he says, if the mind penetrates deeply into the facts of aesthetics, it will find more and more that these facts are based upon an ideal identity between the mind itself and things, and at a certain point the harmony becomes so complete and the finality so close that it gives us actual emotion, the beautiful, then becomes the sublime. Brief apparition by which the soul is caught up into the true mystic state, touches the absolute. It is scarcely possible to persist in this aesthetic perception without feeling lifted up by it above things and above ourselves in an ontological vision which closely resembles the absolute of the mystics. It is of this underlying reality, this truth of things, that St. Augustine cried in a moment of lucid vision, O beauty, so old, so new, too late have I loved thee. It is, in this sense, also that beauty is truth and truth beauty, and as regards the knowledge of ultimate things, which is possible to ordinary man, it may well be that. That is all we know on earth, and all we need to know. Of beauty, says Plato, an immortal passage, I repeat again, that we saw her there shining in company with celestial forms, and coming to earth we find her here too, shining in clearness through the clearest aperture of sense. Where are we getting here? For sight is the most piercing of our bodily senses, though not by that is wisdom seen. Her loveliness would have been transporting if there had been an visual image of her, and the other ideas, if they had visible counterparts, would be equally lovely. But this is the privilege of beauty, that being the loveliest, she is also the most palpable to sight. Now, he who is not who has been corrupted, does not really rise out of this world to the sight of true beauty in the other. My goodness. Oh, goodness. I don't know what she's saying. We're just reading a bit from beauty, poetry, and music, and beauty within the morning readings. Page 15 from Mysticism, Evelyn Underhill.